Let me guess, you've been hitting shoulder presses week after week, waiting for those bolder shoulders to finally appear. But nothing's happening. You might even be stronger, but your shoulders still look flat. The truth is, growing your shoulders takes more than just heavy lifting. These are 7 specific reasons your deltoids aren't developing the way you want. And most people are guilty of at least a few of them, so make sure you check them all out. Let's dive into the real reasons your shoulders aren't growing and how to fix each one starting today. Number 1, you're not including lateral raises in your workout. Overhead presses get all the glory, and they deserve it. But if you're skipping lateral raises, you're missing the most important movement for side delt development. The side delts are what give your shoulders that wide, rounded, superhero look, aka boulder shoulders. Pressing movements do hit them, but not directly or intensely enough to make them grow. Lateral raises done with dumbbells, cables, or even machines are isolation gold for this area. A study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning found that the side delts are more activated during lateral raises than overhead pressing. So, how do you fix this? Personally, I would add 3 to 4 sets of lateral raises twice a week to your push day. You also want to focus on form, arms slightly bent, and raise up to shoulder level. You can also use cables for constant tension and variety. You can't build width without lat raises, and that's period. Number 2, you're not using a full range of motion. How you lift is just as important as what you lift. A lot of people cheat on shoulder movements, using momentum, cutting the reps short, or just going through the motions, and that is killing your gains. Using a full range of motion creates a greater stretch, a stronger contraction, and more overall mechanical tension, which is the key stimulus for muscle growth. So, how do you fix this? Lower the weight if needed, and prioritize control. For shoulders, you don't need an ego lift. If anything, ego lifting is ruining your full range of motion. On lateral raises, let the arms come down fully to stretch the delt out. And on overhead presses, lower to just below the chin and press all the way up, slow, steady, and full of control. A key tip here is the longer the muscle is under tension through its full range, the more stimulus you get for muscle growth. Number 3, you're not applying progressive overload. If you're lifting the same weight for the same reps week after week, why would your body change? Progressive overload is the number 1 principle of muscle growth. Your shoulders need a reason to adapt, and that means doing more over time. But here's the kicker. Overload isn't just about weight. You can progress by increasing reps, reducing rest time, improving form and tempo, and you can even add more sets over time. How do you fix not applying progressive overload? Well, you could start by tracking your weights and reps for key shoulder movements. You should be aiming to progress weekly, even if it's just a rep or 2 or a kg or 2. Also, don't be afraid to increase the difficulty by slowing down the tempo. If your shoulders aren't growing, they just probably aren't being challenged enough. Number 4, you're not hitting all the 3 deltoid heads. The deltoid has 3 heads. The front head, aka the anterior head, this is used heavily in presses and front raises. The side or the lateral head, this is responsible for width. And then the rear, aka posterior head, this is critical for posture, balance, and aesthetics. Most lifters unknowingly overtrain the front delts, especially with all the chest pressing, and undertrain the rear and lateral delts, leading to an unbalanced, flat looking shoulder. This not only affects your look, but it also can lead to poor posture and shoulder pain. So, how do you fix this? Well, for rear delts, Add 3 to 4 sets of reverse flies. You could also do face pulls or rear delt rows, but I prefer reverse flies. For side delts, prioritize lateral raises as mentioned before. And for front delts, they usually get enough from compound pressing, so don't overdo it if you want a symmetrical look. Number 5, your training shoulders last. If your shoulders are an afterthought at the end of a chest day, or you're training them when you're already tired, this means less effort, less focus, and weaker contractions. Muscles grow when they're trained with intensity and intent. So if you really want to grow your shoulders, you need to prioritize them in your program. How do you fix this? Well, train your shoulders at the start of your session when you're feeling the freshest. Just make sure you warm up first. Or give them their own dedicated day. I love this one. Or, at a minimum, train them twice a week with focused effort. If you train them like a priority, they will grow like a priority. Number 6, you're not eating enough protein. Training triggers growth, but nutrition is what allows it to happen. If your protein intake is low, your body won't have the raw nutrition it needs to rebuild and grow your muscle tissue, especially smaller muscle groups like your shoulders. The sweet spot for muscle growth is about 2 grams of protein per kg of body weight daily. How do you implement this? Well, spread your protein across 3 to 5 meals daily. Include lean meats like dairy, eggs. You can even do plant-based options as well, like tofu, protein powders, or legumes. Number 7, you're not doing enough volume. Training shoulders once a week for 3 sets of overhead press and calling it a day, that's not enough. Research suggests that most lifters need 10 to 20 hard sets per muscle group per week for optimal hypertrophy. So how do you fix this? Well, combine compound and isolation presses, lateral raises and rear delt flies into your workout. Train your shoulders 2 to 3 times a week, getting up to 10 to 20 sets each week. Use different angles and rep ranges for optimal results. Now that you know what's holding your shoulders back, it's time to fix it. Implement even 2 or 3 of these changes and you'll start seeing real progress in just a few weeks. If this helped you, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more muscle building content and let me know in the comments, which mistakes were you making? I'll see you in the next one.